Hey guys, welcome back, and I'm really pleased with the way it's turning out so far. I mean, look at it. It's starting to look like an actual rhinoceros. That's right, I went off camera and took the liberties of finishing this guy up and kind of toning him down a bit. Now we're going to jump into the all-important details here to really make this guy pop. One thing I wanted to point out real quick is I'm not going to paint the hooves here because that's how a rhino actually looks. He has that blackened, dark kind of nail there on his hoof, so I'm not going to paint that. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to leave that this stock. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint these horns to give them a really rustic look, as well as paint the inner ear to give it a more fleshy look. So let's get started. What I'm going to need, let's do the ears first. What I'm going to need for the ears, I had to add this little pink here, kind of color pink, and I'm going to use that, and then I'm going to go over it with this whitewash here. So let's get started. Let me find a brush, something small. How about that? Maybe a little smaller? No, this is better. A little smaller there because I got to get on the inside of his ear right there. So hold on for just a second, guys. I'm going to move him there. So there we go, so you guys can see. Let's get a little paint in the cap and let's get started. Now, the cool thing about doing these is once you start getting them, you get them base coated like this, you really feel like you've accomplished something and it gets you excited about finishing up the piece. So got a little bit of pink there. I'm just going to go lightly on the inner ear. If we miss some spots, that's okay because we don't want the entire thing to be painted pink, really. So that's fine right there. We want it to have a nice, realistic look. See, got a little overpaint. I just wiped that right away. So that's popping already, but we don't want to leave it like that. It looks a little Disney cartoonish. So we are definitely going to bring that down a bit after. See, he's already starting to look like something. That's what I like about doing these guys. So we'll let that dry. And while that's drying, let's work on the horns. So I'm going to switch to a slightly wider brush head. So about there. At least for the big horn there. The big horn. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over that horn with a brown. Gotta be this brown here as the undercoating. Let me get some paint in this brush. Alright, got a little bit of paint there, don't need much. Just enough to coat. As you can see, it's already lightening up a little bit. And that's just going to be a nice color that we can play off of with the yellow and with the white to highlight the horns and make them look like something just out of a Queen of Africa movie or something, or Tarzan. So here we are. I'm going to do the second one. I'm just going to go ahead and knock the second one out while I'm here. Make sure I get that in the frame for you guys. A lot of times I'll get kind of caught up in the painting and forget to put it in the frame. Sorry about that. So there you go. We'll let that dry and then we can highlight it some more. While that stuff's drying, we're going to talk about approach for a second, guys. Like I said, when you approach these things, you always want to look for little details, little nuances that you can kind of just play off of and not have to worry about, killing yourself trying to paint this thing entirely and capturing all the detail. Like I said, these eyes were already perfectly done. Got a slight little sparkle there right in the pupil. I love that. And the same thing on the opposite side to really make it pop out. But with the gray playing off of it, or the black playing out for the gray, you can really see that pop out at you. So I like that. And like I said, the same thing goes with the nails down here on the feet. They really pop out. So that pink should be dry enough now for us to kind of wash over it. So let's try it. If not, then we'll have to start over. So we're going to use for that our off-white. And then we're gonna just, we're gonna go over that light, guys, because we want some of that pink showing. So I'm wiping out the brush there. And we got that off-white. Now I'm gonna wipe most of this out of the brush itself. So as you can see right here, let me move this guy so you can see. I want to get most of that out of my brush. Still got some pink in there, that's fine. That's just only gonna add to the effect. Here we go. Let's see. And like I said, this is just to bring it down a bit. Matter of fact, let me mix that right in there. That's what I should have did to begin with, and I would have had the color. But a lot of times, like I said, it's trial and error. You know, you'll get a feel for your skill set as you practice and do these over and over. But see, that's so much better. Then I have another little trick that I'll let you guys in on. What I'll do a lot of times with a piece like this is once I get that color to lighten up like that, I'll go back and mist it with a black spray paint to bring it down a bit. So, but the only thing about that is you have to be real careful and have a precision hand as not to overspray and mess up your other details on the figure. But there we are. See, it brought it down just a bit. And like I said, I'm going to go back when it's dry and mist it with that black, and you guys are going to see that in the finished product. I'm not going to do that right now. Alright, while that's drying, let's work on the horns again. Now the horns should be dry enough. Let's look at them. Yeah, they should be dry enough to put our next color, which is going to be the yellow, over the brown real lightly. And I mean ever so lightly, guys. Got some yellow in there. Then once we get that on there, I'm going to cut the video off. We'll come back. We'll finish up the horns. I'll show you guys the ears. They'll be done off camera. And then we'll get into the good part. And that's putting on the armor and making this guy finished up. And then the last video will be this guy in a display. So let's finish up these horns real quick. Get that yellow out of there. That should be light enough. And I'm just going to streak it, as you can see, guys. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but hopefully it is. So there we got one side. We'll do the front. We'll use the same paint. And it's already given it a nice organic look right now. Look at that. And there you have it. See how that's starting to pop? It's all about layering that paint, guys. You know, there's many ways of doing it. This is the way I do it, kind of quick and dirty for these pieces. You know, I don't like to spend a whole lot of time on them because I just do them for, you know, myself and, you know, for fun. Every now and then I'll get someone that will commission me for a piece like that. Normally that's a lot of local stuff. If you guys are interested in some of that, just let me know. If you have something lying around and you're like, hey, Tony, make it look magnificent for me, I'll, you know, send it to me and I'll do that. And we do that stuff dirt cheap, so don't worry about price. Just hit me up offline, I'll let you guys know. Well, that's it, guys. I'm going to let this dry and we'll come back in the next video and finish this guy up completely. That means we'll do the horns, put the armor on, and throw him in a scene. Alright, guys, until next time, check the next video. I like them better that way.